Over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours, Harmony One has pushed up over 20%. So things are starting to look good. We have made a little bit of a recovery. So in this video, we will be taking a look at some key levels that we could use as an investment level or as a trading position, and then we'll have a look at some take profit regions and maybe even a little bit of a price prediction over the course of the next few weeks thrown in there too. Also take a look at Bitcoin, see what's going on in that market, and then we'll jump into Harmony One in both USDT and the BTC pairings. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and let's crack on. Before we do get cracking on with this video, I would just like to have a quick mention of Plutus. It is a bank on crypto. If you are looking to earn daily rewards on your day-to-day spends, then I do suggest checking out the Plutus card. You can earn up to 3% cash back in the native asset, which is a Pluton token. And currently, if you want to be an ambassador for them, you can check out them. They have a Plutus ambassador program. Applications are now available. With that, you can get a Plutus brand ambassador and enjoy added benefits such as a bonus Plu and merchandise that are unattainable to the rest of the community. So go ahead, check that out, earn some daily rewards for spending on your day-to-day basis. Right, so Bitcoin. As you can see, I'm on opposite side of the screen now. Few people whinging that I couldn't see numbers down right hand side, so we'll see how it goes on this side. I'll probably get some whinging saying we can't see the chart, so let me know what you're thinking, comment left or right. So as you can see, we've had quite a good rise of Bitcoin. I mean, we was hanging around this mid-range at around 35k. We actually flipped round that, flipped it to support, and then come back up, dropped back down, tested it, and then we've popped back up. A little bit of bullish news over the last 24 hours with Michael Saylor securing $500 million worth of investment, so that's probably going to get ploughed into Bitcoin soon. And we have broken above a high range, which is at $40,800. If we just look at it on the 4-hour time frame, it will look a little bit better. Currently, we have had a rejection of that region. If you look at these 2 wicks here and this trading area around here, this was the top of the range. Hit right through it, right to 41k, and we're rejected off that. I think that if we do end up starting to close a daily or 4-hourly candle above this region at $40,800, I think we will start to push on. What I'm looking for here is just a bit of a long opportunity. If you're looking at this area around here, this is where I've placed this box, and I'm looking for a long on Bitcoin. I'm looking for, we've had this move here, as you can see, come up, retested this mid-range and then come back up. Now what we're doing is testing this higher range of support. What I'm looking for is a breakthrough. Test this region. If you look at that wick to the far left, test that, come back down, retest this area which was resistance, now support, and then I will be looking to long this region at around $40,800 and then ride that up to potentially around 45k. As you can see, we have an open entry at $40,800, but I'm still waiting for a breakthrough, tap 42k and then reject and come down here. So overall, that is what I think about BTC. It's looking good. We've tested at high range and rejected, but I'm still looking for a closure above that range to pretty much drag the entire market back up with, because it's been pretty boring in Chop City for the last few weeks, and we do need to start getting a bit of a move on, because I think a few people are getting a bit bored. But yeah, that's BTC covered. Having a look in today's video, which is Harmony One. We'll start off on the USDT chart, and then we'll have a look at the BTC chart as well. So many alts are pretty much range bound, but Harmony One has been pretty much on a downtrend, really. I mean, if you look at this on the daily time frame, we did have that massive rise in between, but if you ignore that rise there, well, I mean, you could say we're downtrending. We did break out that downtrend, come back down, and continue that trend. So I mean, the trend is from there, and we are downtrending there, and we're looking for a break up above that to get rid of this bearish sentiment. If we just have a look at the entire move though, so you've got the lows here back in February before we use this weekly level support and popped up back up, smash them highs. We hit them highs and we've done a 78% retracement and then pop back up. We have lost this 618, which is a golden ratio. And I think, unfortunately, if you're looking for some buys, you may get some orders picked up back at this range at 0.061 cent before we do then push back up and test that 618 level. So that's a little bit of a setup there. We are downtrending still over the higher time frames. If you look at it on the weekly, still a downtrend. It's not looking too good, but I won't worry about it not much has happened in terms of fundamentals. Like nothing in the entire crypto market has gone to rat shit. So I'm happy with current altcoin positions. I know we've done that major 70 to 90% retracement in some places, but fundamentally nothing has changed. We had a lot of fear in the market when Bitcoin dropped. So yeah, hodl on, and I think all will be okay. But if we're just looking for a few buy zones, and really we need to monitor this last move, so let's just get rid of that previous fib. Let's have a look at this last move. So we'll have a lows here down at 5.7 cent, up to those highs there. We have bounced off that 6 minute level a few times, come back down, nearly tested that 786 level, and now we're back up at this region. If you're looking for buys, I would be happily place some buy orders here, or even market buys at 8 cent. I think 8 cent, considering what we've been up to, what did we hit? 22 cent. I think 8 cent is a massive discount. I mean, you're looking at this and you're thinking, all right, well, what if we come back down to this region? I can't see that, to be honest. There's a potential that it could come down to this region and this region. So all I can say is have some orders placed in these regions. Potentially may not hit, but there's a good chance. You never know what crypto's like. We could have a massive week to the downside on Bitcoin again, crash through 30k. Inevitably that would bring the market down with it. So if it was me and I were looking to buy some Harmony One, I would have a couple of orders set within. I mean, you could even look at this region here. You could put the Fibonacci on this latest move, and you could have some orders at pretty much 7.7 cent all the way down to 5.7 cent. And if you did manage to pick some of them up, then happy days. I think they will be a good, solid, long-term investment. So yeah, 7.7 cent down to 5.7 cent. But remember, we might just keep pushing on. So, I mean, if you're holding this long term and you're wanting to take some profit, then we need to really have a look at some profit takes on the way up. So if you look at this top there, to the bottom, then we need to have a look at these moves here. Eventually we're going to do that full retracement. So if you're looking to take some profit on the way up or to accumulate, maybe this level here at 10 cent, I think that's a natural level of psychological resistance and support once we do flip it. So take some profit at 10 cent, you might get a potential a setup like this, come back up, test that 618, come back down to 9 cent and then pop back up. So if you're looking to accumulate, sell at 10 cent, maybe rebuy at 9 cent, and then continue that process all the way up. But yeah, there's some key levels to aim at. I mean, you can look at these regions here at 13 cent and 14.9 cent. In terms of price predictions over the course of the next few weeks, I think this is the first key area to break through here. We'll just highlight that region at about 18 cent. Once we do break out of this lower downtrend, I think we need to be looking at around 11-12 cent to break out of that downtrend, and I think things can really start to pick up and pick up some traction. I was just looking at the volume earlier on, actually. There's not much volume on many alts at the minute. If you look at this, it's been pretty much dropping off, and yeah, not much volume at all across alts. I think a lot of money's been pumped into Bitcoin at a minute. Charging up to 41k. We need to really close out above 40,800 today, otherwise it's going to end up being a bit of a chop city again. So buy zones there and a couple of sell zones on the way up. In general, I think it's looking okay. We do need to break out this downtrend though, because I mean, from 22 cent down to 5 cent is not the best. If you did buy up there and you're currently holding, don't worry about it. It will go back up at some stage. So that's pretty much the tether pair covered. Some buy zones and some take profit regions on the way up. And then first major area is 18 cent to break through. And then we can really start to push on hard. So just moving back down here, we will have a look at the Harmony One BTC chart for a time frame here. We've got a bit of setup in here which went to ratchet again, so not much going on there. We've just, I think now, let's just talk about this a little bit of a second first. So BTC is rising. If you look at the Satoshi pairs here, so ETH BTC down, ZIL BTC down, VET BTC down, all the BTC pairs are now starting to drop, and that's because Bitcoin is trying to regain some market dominance. If you just look at this on the daily time frame, zoom out a little bit. So let's have a look on weekly. So we had quite a substantial drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and as you can see, we dropped all the way down to 40%. That has now acted as some very strong support. If you look around here, it was strong support too. And we are bouncing back up. Currently we're at resistance, which is 46%. This is a bit of a setup I've got. I think that Bitcoin does need to regain some market authority. So we have done this major drop, I'm looking now for a bounce back up and retest this 52% region. If you look down here, we've had a lot of support around here for Bitcoin dominance. So I think we may head back up there. In the meantime, Bitcoin will start to push up. You may be looking at 50k, 60k again. Push up, maybe not all-time highs, because I think that's going to be later on in the year, but 45, 50k could be a good area. While that's happening, Satoshi pairs on altcoins, unfortunately, are going to feel the pain. Once we do get up to this region, I expect it to flip round and altcoins really outperform. Coming pretty much from August to December this year, then I think we will see some very, very low numbers on the Bitcoin dominance chart. But as you do know, it is taking it out on the BTC pairs, and this is shown by here. I mean, let's have a look at this on the 4 hour. You can see we are now downtrending on the 4 hour time frame, and this is pretty much good if you're looking to fill up or grow your Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin is still king. If you're looking to accumulate Bitcoin with altcoins, this could be the perfect time to do it. So I mean, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this entire move from this wick down here up to the highs. We are currently sat at 78% retracing, and that to me would signify the bottom. If you look at all these wicks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 wicks there within that range of use this area support. If we lose this level, it's going to get quite nasty, and if BTC does go on a charge, that always does take it out of my Satoshi pair. So if you're looking for some orders and to fill some BTC orders in Satoshis for Harmony One, look at this region here. We've had quite a bit of trading around here. So that's all the way down to that region, so 142 Satoshis. You might think looking at it now that is solid support and it's not going to break, but if BTC does go on a run and that dominance starts creeping up, inevitably going to come down here. So that could be a nice region for you to fill some orders up. We've also got a wick down here. If we just look at that region there, that could also be some area to look at as well. So you've got anywhere from 140 Satoshis down to 80. It might look a little bit nasty now, but if you are looking to accumulate Harmony One via Bitcoin, have a look at them levels down there and maybe just set some orders laddered down from, I don't know, man, maybe 160, 170, all the way down to 80. And you never know, you might pick up some cheap Harmony One there, because so far that's looked like what's going to happen. I think Bitcoin is going to start draining some Satoshi pairs off altcoins, and the dollar values will still go up. So if you're just trading in dollars, then that should be okay. But if you've been in the game a while and you are trading in sats and looking to grow them, and I think now could be a great region to potentially sell and then buy back in once it does get down to those regions. If we do bounce off this region and you're looking to accumulate, who knows, we could actually bounce back up here to 255 sats before we then inevitably drop down to that region. So that's potential as well. So that's going to pretty much do it for today's video. That's some analysis on Harmony One in both the BTC and the USDT pairings. Downtrending on the Tether pair with the possibility to break up and go on and create some highs, local highs. But the BTC pair looking quite nasty, so that might drop off soon and you might get some decent bags filled. So that will do it for today's video. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.